Hello and welcome back my green fans and welcome back to the channel. In today's Agram episode we have one of the most important interchange on this side city's entrance. And if you want to see me struggle for currently past editing Zagreb in undetermined amount of minutes, stay till the end of the video. So finally we are on episode 8. Maybe the first episode that only because of waiting for some fix after the new DLC and update will come out around less than 4 weeks after the previous one. But before we fully dive into the episode, I want to give a warm welcome to all the new subscribers. Very recently the channel gained a total of 370 subscribers and that makes me very happy. And now if I could only somehow make you stay and watch the episodes longer than a few minutes, that would make me even more happier. But jokes aside, this build was thankfully finished just several days before the new DLC and update came out. And in 7 years of this game, I think we observed what is happening to all the mods and modded cities when a new update peeks its grabby little fingers around the corner. We can all be very thankful to the whole City Skylines modding community that dedicates their free time to maintenance of our beloved mods. Especially we should all say thank you to maybe one of the most important person, that is Chameleon. And if you see his name on some of the mod, you can rest assured that he tested it to hell and back and that the quality will be 100% there. For me, this update thankfully didn't bring many issues and I tried to be a good little City Skylines player and track each mod perfectly through the online list and my subscription, but I lost patience. Not that my patience lasted longer than 30 minutes. Then I just made sure I had 2 copies of the last save and went for it, and expected to see everything I built so far crash and burn. Then I waited for all the error pop-ups and went and solved all the issues one by one. After all was done, there was some visual issues that by now are all solved except one. As I personally don't like all the wires and poles on all the tram networks, I usually disable them with Network Skins mod. And unfortunately, even though the mod has no errors that pop up, there is this visual problem that wires and poles are hidden nicely on all the segments, but wires are still visible on the intersections. And even more unfortunate thing is that we will either need to live with that or put up all the poles and wires back up until the new development on Bob and other mods is done. And I personally wanted to pretend that my own city in-game, Agram, invested in these tram networks unlike my own real-life city, Zagreb. Especially as long as I remember, Zagreb only does one thing and that is basic maintenance and small upgrades, but we are all still waiting for the promises and the new tram lines for decades now. But I won't go too deep into the politics. And let's talk a little bit about today's project, and that is the recreation of Zagreb Rotor that was in some or other way a thorn in people's eyes, especially to bad drivers that wouldn't know how to use it properly. Zagreb Rotor, the real name the Remetinec Roundabout, is located in the west part of Novi Zagreb. It had 3 lanes and radius of 74 meters. It is connecting Adriatic Bridge that leads to the center, Dubrovnik Avenue that runs all through the center of Novi Zagreb, Adriatic Avenue that enters the city, and Remetinec Road. And the name Remetinec I might mention again in one other episode too. Inside traffic has the right of way, but rightmost lanes on each side separated from existing traffic, reducing congestion for those three immediate right-turns. And the roundabout itself is elevated for tramline and pedestrian paths. And at some point the roundabout had more than 100,000 vehicles per day, which was twice the normal capacity. Because of high congestion, accidents have been very often, and in between 1997 and 2006 there have been 2,700. Then in 2007 City proposed 5 different plans, and then in 2009 one of them was accepted. The accepted reconstruction plan included adding the new east-west tunnel under the roundabout, reducing the load on it by approximately 38,000 vehicles. And the reconstruction only began in summer of 2018 and it was finished in January of 2020. And after the reconstruction it is a much safer, and in a span of 6 months after opening there have been only 6 smaller accidents. And in game you can say I struggled a lot with the build only because I was using one type of the roads that gave me more stuff I had to do by hand, trying to match how the real life looks. And then when I was done with large part, I decided to remake some parts, especially as I noticed that the roundabout itself was too high and that some parts would be hard to match and make, like the ramps you will see me add later.
2,000 years later.
And yes, 2000 years later I finally got the idea that I could easily use highways over the wall from the workshop. That basically meant that I don't need to add any decorative walls to blend in the slopes on the sides of the roundabout and access ramps, and in final product made it much nicer and cleaner. And to be honest, this is so far the hardest editing video and voiceover I ever had. Especially as I had to change my usual editing program and learn all the little tricks how to achieve the same thing I used to do with just drag and drop commands, and also as my microphone gave me so much issues like never before. And not to mention me and my English, where my tongue would get twisted and I would need to re-record one sentence 10 times until I was happy with it. But in all that new stuff, I am also happy that I had to change the program, only because it somehow inspired me to do some changes and add some flair to my content. You might have noticed at the beginning that the channel has a new and simplified but still animated logo intro, nice and shiny new social media lower thirds, and a subscribe and ring a bell as well. It actually makes me proud that I managed to make them all exactly as I wanted. Of course, I did follow tutorials how to make them, but added some of my own touch and channel colors. I do hope you will like it. Also, what I changed a bit as well is that the intro is not right from the start, and I also hope this might interest you in my content more and hopefully retain you a bit longer. And now, because I really don't know what to ramble about at this point, I will let you watch and enjoy the music for a bit. And of course we have some EMT work on this episode, and for me this one was a fun one, as there are some cool stuff in real life here. I couldn't do it 100% exactly, but it is close, especially in the roundabout part, as my own is a bit bigger, and because of the need of an extra note to achieve the openings for pedestrian paths. One other thing you will see me add soon are the lamps that I decided to add manually, as automatically positioned ones I didn't like. They clip in with the road fence, and also because they do not match the real life. Thankfully I have a lot of lamps made by one of my Croatian friends, Vare, who made many for his own projects and gave me his local CRPs so I could use them too. I used the set he made in 3 parts so that it is possible to customize the amount of light sources exactly like in real life. And that is all for today. I did enjoy making this episode and I do hope you will enjoy it as well, especially because of all the new stuff I bring to my channel. I also hope that you like the new intro and how it's made. If you have some comments about it, you can leave them in the comment section down below and I will read them all. Today in cinematics we have a song called Servus Zagreb by Toni Leskovar, and I thought that this song could go well with today's episode, as Servus or Servus as some say it is a one way of saying hello, and how this is basically one of the entrances to the city, it goes well. I hope you will like it as well. And of course I want to give a warm welcome to all the new subscribers once more, and all the support, it means a lot to me. And of course I appreciate all the comments and likes, so feel free to write something in the comment section down below, even a simple hello. And if you are new here and you like what you've seen today and you want to see more, also you can subscribe and ring a bell to get notified about my new content. It's free. Until the next video, stay safe and healthy.
Servus dragi Zagreb moj, kaj se skrivaš v megli toj, kaj da bi se nekaj sramil, ti se nemaš sramit kaj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj. Ti si lijep još kak navijek, ti horvatski prek na prek, zdalka ti si mene mamil, ja sem k tebi štel nazaj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj. Mili Zagreb imam rad, i v megli bel je sad, Pariz nema kaj ti imaš, jer si lijep, jer si naš. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Srbo dragi, Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Srbo dragi, Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi, Zagreb moj, kaj se skrivaš v megli toj? Kaj da bi se nekaj sramil, ti se nemaš sramit kaj. Sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi, Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi, Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi, Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi, Zagreb moj. Ti si lijep još kak navijek, ti horvatski prek na prek. Zdalka ti si mene mamil, ja sem k tebi štel nazaj. Sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj. Servus dragi, Zagreb moj, sad sem tu, ipak sem tvoj.